a Rancor, so it's going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4. Bill is going to go to 16 life. Island's going to come down for Bill, representing Mana Leak or Remand Mana, along with Path to Exile. He's going to lose a life with his Horizon Canopy, and a Spider Umbra is going to enchant target creature, along with a Hyena Umbra down to 15 life, and he's going to remand the Hyena Umbra to cycle and draw a card. And Bill is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should put him down to 11, yes. These are going to be pretty fast games from the Bogle deck, I believe, as a Geist comes down for Bill. That is a blocker. It's not exactly the blocker you want. It turns out Spider Umbra only gives +1/+1 in reach. It doesn't do +1/+2 like I originally thought, so I apologize for that. Hyena Umbra is going to be recast, putting him down to 14, and 13 is also going to add mana to Ethereal Armor, which makes him gigantic. Oh, baby. That is big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would have put Bill to 1, I believe. I might have did that math wrong, but I think it would have put Bill to 1. But Bill just goes ahead and scoops to save some time. And Bill's looking at his sideboard and trying to think of what to put in. He could put in some Supreme Verdicts, maybe a Valor... Well, Valor Stance doesn't do much, it's untargetable. Spellskite. Geez, maybe Timely Reinforcements. That's not even the best. Wear Tear is definitely going to come in. And for Cameron Patrick, knowing what he's playing against, he has an idea. He saw Geist. He saw blue-white lands. It's safe to assume that Bill's playing red. So I think he brings in Gaddock Teague, Dryad Arbor, and that might be it, actually. He could bring in the Suppression Fields, but I don't think those are what you really want against this deck at all. He hasn't seen any swords or planeswalkers or anything, so Suppression Field's not really where you want to be at in this, so it looks like he's probably going to bring in Gaddock Teagues and Dryad Arbors, if I had to guess. Or the one of Dryad Arbor. And probably going to cut his 3 Path to Exiles. Bill, on the other hand, with bringing in Supreme Verdict and Spellskites, and possibly Wear, Tear, and Anger of the Gods, like, that's 7 cards. It's a lot more rough for him. He could cut the Remands and the Cryptic commands, or maybe just the Cryptics, because it has triple blue and you have to cast it on 4. The problem is, like, Cryptic is Cryptic Command. It is an incredibly strong magic card, especially with Snapcasters and Restoration Angels. And it also is a pseudo fog where you can just tap down your opponent's team in their attack step. So it's really difficult to ever just get rid of a Cryptic Command. But if it makes your deck better, I mean, you do have to cut something, and I'm sure that there's something else to cut. But I think that you want the Lightning Bolts and Helixes, because I think in this, based on how Shahar Shinhar won that match at Worlds, with this deck actually, minus the Geist, you just want to be super aggressive. You actually try to race them with your burn spells and your 3-power creatures. So we're going to see if that's what Bill tries to do here. He does draw an Anger of the Gods in his opener. A blue-white land, a blue land, he keeps the remands in, so he needs double red still to cast his Anger. At that point, he will probably, if I had to assume, the creatures will be way out of that range. But good sign for Bill. Cameron has to mulligan down to 6 so far. As always, we hope that no one has to mulligan more than that. I didn't bring it over, but I actually have the giveaway. Man, did I not bring it over? Oh, I forgot it. I know exactly what the giveaway is going to be, and I forgot to bring it over to show you all. But it's okay, I'll have Carter bring it over when he comes back over. And it looks like this round, the giveaway was a pack of Scars of Mirrodin to Tom Perry. Congratulations, Tom. He's been on stream a couple times. Actually, maybe just once, playing Storm He is the fellow who Angel's Graced, or needed to flip an Angel's Grace off of a Spoils of the Vault in the top 5 cards, and then it was the 6th card down. He missed it by 1 and lost the match because of it. But to answer your question, Dark Plays HD, I live in Huntington, West Virginia, where Hometown Hobbies is located. We are right next to wonderful Rare Drops. It is the awesome retro video game store that lets us stream from their closet, which is amazing because we get to bring this to you all, and we try to make it as professionally and nicely done as possible. So bear with us, as it'll only get better with time. Bill's going to take 3 down to 17. I think he shocked himself and then took 1 from something, maybe. Alright, Cameron's going to shock himself, and that's going to add 3 to his mana pool. Or give him access to 3. And it looks like Keen Sense. Keen Sense says when the equipped creature attacks, draw a card. I think it's just when it attacks. And Daybreak Coronet? No, Spirit Link. Or Spirit Mantle. So it's protection from creatures. And when it deals combat, you draw a card. So 1, 2 damage is going to be dealt. Or Spirit Mantle, not Spirit Link. Yeah, whenever it deals damage, it does Ophidian. Or Thieving Magpie, I can't remember which one. And Spirit Mantle is 1 and a white enchantment that enchants a creature and gives it +1/+1 and pro creatures. Ethereal Armor going to be equipped, and Bill's thinking about it. He doesn't have a way to burn the creature, and he could remand it, but it could just be recast. He is in a very, very tough spot here. I believe he took 6 last turn. I think Cameron's down to 10. Yeah. That's going to put Bill down to 10. So it's going to be, he had to crack a fetch, so it's going to be 12 to 7 in favor of Bill in the second game, and we might see what his deck needs to do in this case in Race. That's the name of the game. He's going to put him to 1. Path to Exile is going to target the token. Actually, if he draws another Ethereal Armor, that could be just lethal. I'm not sure what's in his hand, though. It looks like a Forest, a Razor Verge, and a card in the middle that I can't tell what it is. Looks like Cameron's little cool tip. His Temple Gardens are signed by Rob Alexander. He's one of the premier Magic artists. Him, John Avon are 2 of the more recognizable ones. Let's see if he gets there with an Ethereal. It looks like a Beast Within, but I'm not sure if that's what that actually is. Attack step, he's going to get in there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Put him down to 7. He's going to draw a card and see if they just go to the next game. 7 all. And we're going to have a Slippery Bogle hit play. Rancor is in his hand, and we're going to see Snapcaster Burn Spell, and that should be it. Unless he has... No, that's it, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go to Game 3. It's a 1-1 split. Cameron Patrick playing Bogles will be on the play. It's pretty awesome. This is the first time that we've seen Bogles on the stream. So, Bill's going back to his sideboard, and he might... Nope. He's going to keep the Electrolyzes out. I was going to say he might put those back in just as a burn spell cantrip. But he doesn't like it, so you got to respect it, and he's going to go with what he had, and Cameron's going to take a quick second to make sure his deck is how he really wants it. He might consider putting in something else. I'm not sure, like maybe a Rest in Peace type card. I doubt it. I don't think Snapcaster is that important to sideboard specifically for it, but I think that's his options at this point. Both players are going to pile shuffle, and while they do that, I'm going to go ahead and do a spot. We are at Hometown Hobbies here in wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous Huntington, West Virginia, playing some of the best Magic that you'll see. We are streaming Modern, and it is a Star City Games Invitational Qualifier with a preliminary Pro Tour Qualifier, and this is the second one of these that we've done. It's the third PPTQ we've done, and we're actually going to schedule our third one probably today, so hopefully by the end of the day I'll be able to give you a date for the next one that we do that's going to be as big as this. But in the meantime, we're just going to watch these players play and have some fun while we do it, and yeah, it's going to be a good time. So we're going to see both these players start off with their 7, and Cameron Patrick will be on the play, and Bill looks like he opened with a decent mix of... Well, actually, it looks like 5-land Snapcaster Geist. That might not be where he wants to be. And I've seen so far Horizon Canopy in his hand, in Cameron Patrick's hand, and sometimes that might just be enough. 1 land with this deck is a definite possibility to keep, as long as he draws a Bogle or the Glade Cover Scout. Either one of those creatures just has hexproof. That's all it does. Bogle is pretty amazing, though. I believe it gets a buff if you have a blue or green equipment on it, I believe. I'm not entirely sure how it reads. I know it has hexproof. Maybe, yeah, it's just hexproof. I'm thinking of the Mimic. It's not the Mimic Skycrasher, I think. No, the Bogle just has hexproof. It was the old wording, so it looks like a paragraph, but we're going to see one on turn 1. So this is what Bill doesn't want to see, and it happens. Once again, it's the one that beat him the last time, Glade Cover Scout, and we're going to see how strong Cameron's hand is. It looks like he just drew a Bogle, maybe. He's going to put on a Hyena Umbra and probably just attack for 2. It looks like he's land light. No? Nope, just a really good land, actually. And this is where Bill, I think, wishes he has the Electrolyzes back in his deck. Hyena Umbra gives it +1/+1 in first strike. And the Spell Sky presents a different thing that Cameron has had yet to play against in this match, which is a Spellskite. Yes, it is incredibly aggressive. It is a very, very fast deck. Slippery Bogle comes down for Cameron as he passes back. Draw for Bill. He draws a... Oh, there we go. He's going to land that Geist. 18 to 19, or 16 to 19, you better believe Geist of St. Traft's coming down. With Spellskite as backup, this is going to be a weird game for Cameron. Cameron's going to lose a life, going down to 17, as I did not mark last turn's loss of life from the Horizon Canopy to play the Bogle. Or the Hyena Umbra, actually. So we're in Game 3 here, in Round 3. Keen Sense is going to come down, and he's going to get busy with the Glade Cover Scout as the Path to Exile handles the Spellskite, and he's going to go ahead and crack to equip something else onto it. He's going to go down to 14 here to fetch Shock, and Bill also is at 14 from the hit. So Temple Garden will be the card that Cameron Patrick chooses. It looks like Spider Umbra is the equip card, or the aura that's been attached to the Slippery Bogle. And now this is different for Bill, as he has Cryptic Command, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Helix, and I believe Snapcaster Mage. Assuming that is a Cryptic, it is, so yes. He's probably going to Cryptic Command this spell. Rancor, that is a tough one. He's going to let that one resolve. And the Daybreak Cornet he's going to counterspell. So he held the right counter up.